finding balance between DJing, content creation, and music production whilst also traveling. It's the first is actually turning out to be really, really difficult. One of the things that I want to ensure that I achieve from this channel is not to add to that overly positive, fuzzy Instagram monologue where people share things and it's all successes. You know, if I'm finding things difficult, I want to share that too. So I am finding the balance really, really difficult. For example, if I am heading to somewhere like Bali to get gigs, it's going to be really competitive. So the main way that I'm going to stand out from first introducing myself is with a strong social media presence. Now, to do that, I have to create lots of content and videos in order to build up followers and engagement and look like I can draw a crowd to the venue which I'm going to. To do this effectively, though, and build up like enough subscribers and followers, etc., especially in the early days, I think you really need to be doing this daily. Now, that detracts away from the time I can focus on DJing. I've still only been DJing like nearly 2 years now. So there's a lot more practice that I need to do. There's a lot more like research into like tracks and things, like building up my playlists. I want to start honing skills more such as vinyl DJing. I know the very basics of it, but I wouldn't be able to do a full gig doing vinyl. So that's something that I'd want to do. And then on top of that, so there's also the music production side. Now, I love Ableton. I understand how to use it. I understand how to, create the sounds, arrange it into a song. I understand song structure. I have a basic understanding of music theory because I spent a while teaching myself piano for a couple of years and then guitar. Read quite a few books on it, but I've still not practiced enough. And so what that means is I can create the building blocks of a song. I can arrange it and come up with a sampling idea. But I'm still not fluent enough to add all the bells and whistles to the very, very end product to actually make it sound like a proper track. And I really, really want to get to that point, but that's going to take practice. Your first 10 or 15 songs aren't going to be great. And then all of a sudden it'll start coming together. So I will have a track coming out soon. I'm not sure if it'll be a couple of weeks or a couple of months, depends on my time. But I had to get Jack from Fusion Creative Studios to help me add those bells and whistles. He's fantastic, but at some point in the future, I want to be completely autonomous with the entire process from start to finish. And that's another thing as well. I will always be completely honest about this stuff. I'm never going to be one of those DJs who goes, yeah, I made this track completely on my own. Aren't I amazing? Like, there's so many DJs out there who are bullshitting about that stuff. And I see you all. That's never going to be me. And on top of all this, balancing all of that stuff with just the general maintaining good health, healthy habits, etc. So the jet lag's really thrown me off since I've got to Vietnam. I've been here, I think, 5 days now, and I'm still going to bed really, really late because I'm working on the laptop. Not been getting up in the mornings, and I've not been making time for like daily exercise, which is vital. I always operate best when I can get up first thing and do some exercise first, and that's what frames my brain correct for the rest of the day. So I need to make sure I adjust and get back into that as well. And then finally as well, because this is like the start of a business venture in a new project, I'm not making loads of money doing it. So I'm also spending time doing English tutoring online. That essentially in itself has been like running a small separate side business. And that takes time too, and energy. Spinning lots of different plates for sure. Now I also want to be clear that I'm not actually complaining. I'm really proud that I've actually finally had the courage and the confidence to give this a go. Like, I feel like regardless of what happens, I'm not going to have any regrets, which is like really, really freeing. So that's sick. But I do just want to highlight that I didn't actually expect it to be this difficult. And it is really, really difficult. So I'm going to continue trying my best, but it has been tough. So that's my honest take on finding balance right now. If you're a creative or a person with loads of different projects or anyone who's on a similar sort of journey right now, please do drop in the comments and show some support. It'd be good to connect. If you've got any advice or tips about the above, yeah, please share those because I really am all ears. Thanks, guys.